Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today I'm going to share with you a very special flip through of a brand new journal which I have received. Now for those eagle-eyed people out there, you'll notice that this is a Dina Wakley journal, but it's not black, it's blue. And this is one of the new releases that Dina has done for Creativation 2020. So I'll flick over to the back and already you can see, ta-da, it's got denim in it. It's amazing. I have fallen in love with this journal. As you know, if you follow my journal channel before, I'm a huge fan of the Dina Wakley journals. I use them all the time. But one of the things I find is I used to get really frustrated with the watercolor paper because it was a thin one. And once the 6x6 journal came out and the thicker watercolor paper was there, I was wishing it would happen in a larger journal, and it has. So this is a thinner journal. It's only 26 pages as opposed to the 54 of the normal journal, but it's got lots and lots of the thicker rag paper in it. It's got lots of the denim, which I love. And one of the great things about this, for those people who get really frustrated with the canvas pages in the original journals, these don't shrink. You can put as much acrylic paint on it as you want and it doesn't shrink, it doesn't change size. The other substrate that's in here, there's only 3 substrates in this one, is a lighter coloured burlap. I have to say, I still struggle with burlap. I ended up, when I was doing this, still doing what I do in my original journal and covering it over with tissue paper to work on it, because I love the texture. I just find it frustrating that things seep into it and so on. But I still love it, and I like the fact it's a little bit lighter. It makes it a little bit easier to pick up colours. So that's what this journal is all about, but I'm going to show you what I've done with it. So without further ado, so this journal I received on the 24th of December, so on Christmas Eve, with a series of new products and this journal from Dina Wakley to have a go with and have a play with. I was only supposed to do 1 or 2 projects and I've ended up doing like 14, 15. I just got completely carried away. So within this journal you'll see lots of new things, one of which is these new chipboards, and the second thing that you'll probably notice is the colours on top of it. Dina's just released these gloss acrylic sprays, which are all her usual colours but in a gloss. So I don't know if the light is catching that, but you can see it's got a beautiful gloss and you can get really cool effects with it. That's what I've sprayed in the background as well. So for those people like me who maybe love the idea of spray inks but were really frustrated because they're water reactive, this is brilliant because you can do all the spray stuff but it's permanent when it's heat set. So it's great. This is again working on the denim, and I've just absolutely adored doing abstract paintings, just a bit of mark making onto it. I love the colour blue anyway, so I'm wondering if that's why I have really taken to this, because I've actually been leaving bits of the blue in the background, as opposed to in the other journal with the craft papers and stuff. I struggled with that a little bit, so I've been really enjoying doing this, and you'll see a few of those in here. Oh, sorry, I just swallowed a fly. Again, this is a new chipboard. This is all done with the acrylic sprays, so you can see it that matches the other colours perfectly. And the great thing I found with the acrylic sprays is if you spray them on the back of the white collage tissues, you get beautiful, beautiful results. And I'm finding I'm using a lot more of my white collage tissues now than I was before. I forgot to say as I'm going through this too, on my YouTube channel, all of these videos, or all of these pages have got videos to go up with them. So there's a Creativation 2020 Dina Wakley playlist, so please check that out. I'll leave the link to it below, and all these videos will be going up in January this month. Every day there'll be a new video, but they'll all be sitting in a playlist that you can go and check out. So this page again was using the spray inks. This is on the cotton rag paper, this is onto the burlap, and also onto the chipboards, just so you can get some different ideas. I also used it to paint onto the birds, just to bring out a little bit more vibrancy in the colour. On this page, this is me doing what I usually do with the burlap and sticking some tissue onto the background, and then I painted with the gloss ink straight onto the tissue, so you get a really sort of translucent effect, almost watercolory, and it's brilliant for dripping down the page. And then I just sprayed over the top, and sorry, I didn't spray, I stenciled over the top with blackberry ink and then glued another tissue over the top. This again is using lots of leftovers that I had, lots of excess spray on here. You can see that beautiful shine on the spray inks, and the great thing about it is you can clean off your stencils onto your page and get the reverse image of it too, so it's really, really handy. One thing I would say is it obviously does dry permanent because it is an acrylic base, so if you do like having clean stencils, make sure you clean them off straight away. I don't mind having dirty stencils, so it hasn't been an issue, but just be aware. This is another example of what you can do. So I've sprayed on a whole heap of the colours and dripped it down the page. You can see the scribble sticks work beautifully over the top of it as well, and you just get this gorgeous effect in the background. Again, these are two of the new chipboards. This tissue again was coloured with the spray inks in the background. Onto the denim I've used this straight paint, and you can see the colours match up exactly. So you've got that fabulous combination of both the heavy bodied acrylics and the spray inks working together. The next page, this is a gel print done with the spray inks. I just dropped them onto my jelly plate, let it dry, and then sponged on some paints in the background and did like a galaxy print. This page isn't actually a video, I have to say, but I do have another video showing you how to do this technique, and just with some gesso in the background, some mark making. For those who have followed my channel for a while, know that I love doing some lace cut pages, and I was really excited to do one in this journal because now it has the thicker paper, and you can see I've done that really fine, some really fine cuts in here, and it's holding up. It's just been fantastic. So this is using Dina's old botanical stencil, and then this is a new stamp set which is called Reef Creatures. And again for this, what I did was with all the sprays, it does go everywhere when you spray, so having some papers around, and I've actually been using my tissue papers to have around to mop up any excess ink, and I've been using them to stamp over the top and cut out, and I've got cool little collages ready to go. So a lot of the reason I've been able to finish so much of this journal is because it's made it so much quicker. I don't have to wait for things to dry. But with the offcuts of my lace cut, I always keep them, so I've just glued them down on top of another page that I've done some collage on. And again, because they're so bulky, they glue down really well. They don't tear very easily. In my previous videos, particularly with my 6x6 journals, I've used the cutouts from what I've done in the thing and glued them onto the front cover, and then covered them with black gesso and rubbed some wax over them, and you get a cool embossed effect, book effect. This is another abstract. I've just been really loving doing this on the denim, using some of the blues and then an opposite colour, and then using the stencil over the top. This was inspired actually by a picture that Dina put up on her Instagram page or her Facebook page. She had something similar to this, but I just adored the colours in it, and I loved how they worked together. And I don't use my yellows and oranges very much, so I really had fun playing around with them and making some masks so you could see through, and again doing that really simple mark making. This is the larger version of the galaxy that I did here, and I actually put it straight into my journal page, so you can see the gloss acrylic paints in the background and then the sponging over the top and then stenciled over it. So I'm a child of the universe. This is another new stamp set that I received to play with, and it's called Strong Men, which I love because there's so many females in the Dina Wakley range, and there's not very many men. So I like having some to throw together. The bodies are made by all those excess papers and ink sprays, spraying over the top. You can see the patterns and just making them into really quick collage bodies, stamping over the top, a little bit of colour of the scribble sticks. The blue in the background is actually where I've cleaned off a stencil, and it was just really random, so I actually really liked how that came up. And then I've put some of the scribble stick in the background just to activate it. This is a burlap page. I was playing around with doing some cuts out of it, inspired by the wonderful Megan Quinley, I think, on Instagram. She does the most beautiful pages with cutouts and so on, so I wanted to have a go, and I really liked how it worked out. I'm not sure if I liked that I painted it black, but it sort of acts as, particularly on this page, as a good focal. So I tried to sort of pick areas that it would focus on, but it was really hard to get both to match up. This is a really quick page that I was doing for my 2020 goals and what I want to do. Haven't quite finished this page yet, because in here I actually want to write my measurable goals. They're not necessarily something I want to share publicly just right now though, so I've left that until I've done this video, and then I'll go back and fill those in. This is one of the Dina Wakley pictures from the Collage Collective that I've just cut in half, and just with some washi tape made two really simple flaps so that I can hide some of my journaling. This page again was really quick, with leftover paints in the background, some leftover collage tissues, some washi. This piece was taken out of the Collage Collective, and I've just used part of a stamp to put the face in. Again, it didn't take long to do, but I just really like how eclectic it is, and I was able to do some journaling down here. This is very un-me, this page, but I really liked how it turned out. And again, it was using the circles that I cut out from here. I just sprayed them with the new gloss acrylic sprays, and just used some embroidery floss, sorry, to sew them on. I am not a sewer in any way, shape or form, so it's not very neat, but I like the sort of haphazard look. And then I just painted in some grass down the bottom and just put in the Create the World You Want. This is my all-time favourite page. I just adore this page. I just love the colour. I couldn't stop myself from layering more and more colour over the top. So I just using a simple scraper in the background to put down the cool colours, then put some warm colours over the top and some mark making. And this is using one of Dina's newest abstract stencils, a mask set, looks like that. And I just doubled it over to extend it across the page, just to put a little bit more white in the page. But I was really surprised with this journal, because I usually do a lot of double spreads, and in this journal I've actually done a whole heap of single spreads, which I was really surprised about. So this is my first double spread in here, and I like working across the two substrates, so working onto the denim, onto the white. It sort of helps it flow across the page. So these are another two pages using the new stamp set. So this is a Scribbly Reef set, and this is a Strong Men set. Now this is actually the very first page I did in this journal, because I was so excited to get those gloss inks. I just wanted to have a go at spreading them together and seeing if they dripped, and they did beautifully. So I sort of quickly did this page, and then I had some blue over here, and I finished this page off a bit later on. So it was just really, really fun to do. So that's the first half of this journal. You can see I've bulked it up quite a bit already, but I have got some really favourite pages in here. Obviously this page. I'm really loving the stuff I did on denim. I'm loving working on the denim. Yeah, it's my favourite. And you can see that those pages haven't shrunk. They've stayed the same size. So for those people it's a bit of a bugbear, this might be the way to go. So thank you so much for letting me share this with you. Please, if you're interested in seeing any of the videos of how I made all of these, check out my YouTube channel in the links below, where I've got the link to the playlist. And starting from the 8th of January through to the end of January, there'll be a video a day based on all these different products. Until next time, bye for now.